Why is the Antarctic ice wall considered a restricted area for humans? Under the mysterious ice, is there really another world hidden? What if I told you, more than 400 lakes are hidden beneath the Antarctic ice wall? It's inhabited by creatures that have never seen the sun. Can you believe it? February 5, 2012. Vostok Station in Antarctica. The Russian scientists' drill is penetrating the last few meters of ice. Everybody's holding their breath. If the operation is wrong, huge pressure will make the lake gush in an instant. The entire team could be buried under 3,768 meters of ice. The moment the drill hits the lake, everyone was stunned. Beneath the ice wall is not solid ice at all. More shocking still to come. 77% of the genes of these creatures are completely different from those on the surface. The equivalent of discovering alien life on Earth. They lived on rock for 25 million years. A split takes 196 days. But the scariest thing is guarding the world for 12,000 years. Collapsing in 35 days, 300 times faster than predicted. In 2025, even the most stable part of East Antarctica will begin when the 60-meter tsunami comes. Secrets under the ice wall and coastal cities will disappear forever. So these frozen lakes. What secrets are hidden? The answer will help you reassess the boundaries of life. Lake Vostok is just the tip of the iceberg. Under the Antarctic ice sheet, scientists have identified more than 400 state lakes. They're like a giant underground water net, connected to each other by rivers under the ice. The largest area of Lake Vostok, 14,000 square kilometers, equivalent to 3 Shanghai cities. The depth of the lake exceeds 1 kilometer. And here's what's even weirder. This lake has been cut off from the outside world for at least 15 million years. But still remain liquid. Does that go against common sense? Not at all. The secret is pressure and geothermal energy. Imagine that. When the ice after 3,000 meters presses on the lake's surface, the resulting pressure is equivalent to 300 atmospheres. This pressure, the freezing point of water, from 0 to minus 3.5 degrees Celsius. At the same time, geothermal energy inside the Earth is constantly being transferred upward. It acts like a natural insulation system. Keep the temperature at the bottom of the lake at around 0 degrees Celsius. The insulation of ice plus the geothermal supply. These lakes, it has been operating in the dark for tens of millions of years. But what really shocked the scientists? It's a life form found in the lake. In 2015, researchers ice core samples retrieved from Lake Vostok. The DNA of more than 3,500 microorganisms. These creatures have never seen sunlight. You can't photosynthesize. They rely on chemical synthesis, converting minerals in rocks into energy. This survival strategy is known as the rock messenger. They ate iron, thiamethane, these inorganic substances. And here's what's really amazing. Their metabolism is abominably slow. A cell completes a division. It takes nearly half a year, whereas surface bacteria only take 20 minutes. What does that mean? They live their lives in slow motion. Extremely low energy consumption. In exchange for tens of thousands of years of existence. This discovery of extreme life revolutionized biology textbooks. We used to think that life depended on sunlight, temperature, and oxygen. But what the subglacial lakes in Antarctica tell us, as long as there is liquid water, even in eternal darkness, extreme high pressure, in an almost nutrient-free environment, life can still find a way out. This discovery has scientists excited, because if the most extreme environments on Earth can give birth to life, then Jupiter's moon Europa, Saturn's moon Enceladus, the subsurface oceans of these frozen planets, is there a similar life form? Yet while we are still rejoicing at our discovery, a bigger crisis is looming. The Antarctic ice sheet is melting at an unprecedented rate. Data display from 2002 to 2023, the amount of ice lost in Antarctica from 100 billion tons to 150 billion tons. That's one lake lost every year. The most stable East Antarctic ice sheet, it was once considered, can withstand global warming for at least a few hundred years. Now there are cracks. Tuotan Glacier, the largest glacier in East Antarctica. The bottom is being eroded by warm ocean currents. It's retreating to kilometers a year. Once the Totten Glacier collapses, will pull the entire East Antarctic ice sheet sliding towards the ocean. Global sea level rise of 3.5 meters. This is not alarmism. It is the reality that is happening in 2021. Scientists in Antarctica. A new subglacial lake has been discovered in the Ross Sea. But the way he appears is disturbing. It wasn't drilled, but because the ice above suddenly collapsed. The lake water is directly exposed to the air. This means that the stability of the ice sheet has begun to disintegrate. And here's what's even scarier. Once the ice wall collapses on a large scale, those microbes that have been sequestered for thousands of years will be released into the ocean. Their genes are completely different from modern organisms. Evolutionary paths have been independent for over 10 million years. We can't predict at all. They are related to the modern ecosystem. What happens after contact can lead to new diseases or change the ecological balance of the ocean. Nobody knows the answer except for the subglacial lake. The Antarctic ice is itself a time archive. Scientists are an ice hard spy, can read the past 800,000 years of climate history. Each layer of ice is like a tree ring. Record the temperature for that year. Precipitation, atmospheric composition. The deepest ice core is drilled to 3,200 meters. It covered 8 ice ages. And the complete cycle of the 8 ice spikes. From these ice hearts, we discovered a surprising pattern. The Earth's climate system is extremely fragile. The temperature rises by 2 degrees Celsius. Can cause the transition from ice paint to inter ice paint. Sea level rise of tens of meters. And here we are. The global average temperature is already higher than it was before the Industrial Revolution. Approaching the tipping point. The Antarctic ice core tells us another secret. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere concentration is highly correlated with temperature. Last 800,000 years, the carbon dioxide concentration has never exceeded, but today it has reached for 20 ppm. It's the highest it's ever been. Antarctic ice, the largest frozen archive on the planet, is warning us of its own melting. But the story of Antarctica is not just cold data and the temperature. Every scientist working in Antarctica have their own stories. They were in a 50-degree below blizzard, trekking just to retrieve a tube of ice core samples. They held out for 4 months in the darkness of the polar night just to record the complete process of penguin reproduction. They risked their lives to drill through the ice, just to get a glimpse of those lakes that have been sleeping for thousands of years. They know every piece of data. Each sample is critical to the future of humanity. Secrets beneath the Antarctic ice wall. It's more than just lakes and microbes. Deep in the ice, there are also ancient mountains buried, volcano canyon. There may even be craters. Radar detection display. Under the East Antarctic there is a huge canyon 1,000 kilometers long, more than 2 kilometers deep, more spectacular than the Grand Canyon. This gorge was once the remains of an ancient river. 35 million years ago, Antarctica was a warm continent. At that time, Antarctica was covered with temperate rainforests, inhabited by wading animals and giant birds, until the plate drifts and pushes it towards the pole. Glaciers are slowly covering everything. Now as the ice retreats, these ancient secrets are being rediscovered. Because of the story of Antarctica, it's not just about a remote ice field. It's more about ourselves, regarding the place of humanity on this planet, regarding our responsibility for the future, about the capriciousness of life at its limits, and wonder when you see the news of Antarctica again. Remember that it's not a distant world, but with each of us, a community of shared future.